Hey everyone, I'm back. It's Phil. I thought I'd dive a little bit more into my sobriety, like anybody out there that's sober curious or is wondering what it's like to actually be sober. I thought I'd give you a list of like 5 to 10 things that are actually pretty great about being sober. Let's start at the beginning of the day. I wake up every morning without a hangover. And on top of that, I feel pretty good, besides some of the constraints and other issues I have as a function of my liver transplant. But I'm also safe when I wake up. I don't have any memory lapses of what I had done the night before. I know where my friggin' car is. So not having a hangover in itself, I mean, that's value enough to me to not drink. And I had forgotten what that was like because it had been so long since I had woken up like truly like free of alcohol and like the fogginess that comes with that and the lack of clarity. So that leads me to the second item. My mind's clear. I have an incredible amount of clarity. Things in my life are still stressful. Make no mistake, my life has stress in it. I still have arguments and fights with my family, disagreements. The difference is that stress and when things don't go exactly the way that I think that they're going to go, the stress from that, the volume is just turned down on every single thing. So the clarity and being able to deal directly with an issue instead of hiding behind, well, I need to get drunk, or I need to buffer my ability to deal with something with a substance. It's no longer there. If I have to deal with something, I have to deal with it. If it's gonna suck, it's gonna suck regardless, and I may as well deal with it with a clear mind, if that makes sense. Along the same lines, for the third item, as having clarity and tons of thoughts and ideas, I used to be scared to be alone with my thoughts. I used to be scared of being alone, period, for any amount of time. I literally had, if I had 10 minutes of time, I would go to the bar to go fill that time so I wouldn't have to be alone. And you would think if you cut that out, that you would be bored. And that brings me to the third item is I'm not ever bored. I always have something to do. I have so many ideas of things that I would like to do that it's almost kind of turned into I don't have enough time to do those things, even though I'm not wasting half of my life sitting at the bar. So so in that, you aren't filling your time with people that are all miserable together and acquaintances that you have because what you have in common is drinking. And I also became way more lonely, to kind of digress back to the second item on the list. I was way more lonely because the people that I've always been close to in my life didn't drink like I did. They didn't have the same issues I did with alcohol, clearly. It's not to say that, a lot of people don't have issues, but Jesus Christ, look at me. So in them not having the same kind of approach to alcohol, I didn't relate to them as much. I didn't reach out to them as much. I was kind of ashamed to some degree to have that part of my life, my drinking part, kind of be out and bleed over into the friendships and the family relationships that I had that didn't comprise of alcohol. So so that was a very lonely feeling. So while my friends, close friends and family, they all went their own ways and developed, professionally and in their relationships and their families and so on and so forth, I was stuck looking at alcohol as a crutch and a must-have every single day. So to be free of that is literally life-changing, and I would not trade any of it for any of these, the alternatives to, not just because I had to have a liver transplant, but I don't ever want to wake up with a hangover again. I don't ever want to feel like there's a part of my life I can't share with my close friends and family. I don't ever want to have alcohol get in the way of me accomplishing something or getting in the way of an idea that I have. So that leads me to the fourth item. Like, I prefer this lifestyle. I know a lot of people might look at a sober-free lifestyle and say, well, it's the death of fun, right? It literally is not. Do I partake in the same activities that I did before? Not all the time. Do I enjoy a good party? Yes. Do I enjoy a good party that has drinking at it? Yeah. But I don't drink, and therefore I can actually remember and enjoy it a little bit more than I could before. So, like I said, I prefer to be able to sit down and, with an idea, extrapolate possibilities of that idea and kind of realize the benefits of that idea as it pertains to my life, other people's lives, and the future. Another thing that I've realized sober that's pretty great is have realized or remembered that I'm a pretty good guy. I am pretty smart. I operate with an excess of kindness towards people, and just really got to re-meet myself as this, functioning, intelligent, and kind human being. I am a good friend again. I am hopefully to my kids, I'm a good dad. Hopefully to my fiance, I'm a good partner. Hopefully to my parents, I'm a good son, good brother. All those things. There are things that you want to be, and there are things that are in your control to be. And being sober has put that back in my wheelhouse. My ability to be myself and the things that I want to be for my children, for my partner, for my friends, for my family. That sobriety has put that back in my grasp. So for that, I'm forever grateful. Another thing on the list for me is, it comes from the analogy that I can give is from a movie, Vanilla Sky. Tom Cruise's character's best friend in the movie says at one point, and I might be, it's not quote unquote, but without the sour, you can't enjoy the sweet. So another thing I've realized in my sobriety is if joy was the constant, was the norm in our lives, it wouldn't be joy, it would be the status quo, right? So you do have to have a little bit of the sour in your life to appreciate those moments that are pretty sweet, are pretty great, right? And it doesn't any longer, it no longer scares me when there is a moment that isn't so great, that I have the clarity of mind to deal with it and realizing that it's not going to last forever. Pain is temporary for the most part. And in our experience as human beings, we kind of go in waves, right? Where there's, if you have a moment that isn't that great, the best thing that you can do for yourself is remember that that moment isn't going to last forever. And that on the flip side, it enables you to enjoy those pretty great moments and not take them for granted and worry about when they're going to end, because they are. It can't be great all the time, otherwise there's nothing else and it's not that great. So hopefully that little diatribe and cluttered bit of whatever I just said makes sense. So anyway, those are some of the great things about being sober. I think I'm around 460 some, 62, 61, 63. I don't know, what day of the week is it, right? If you are sober and watching this, please comment below and give me, what's the best part about being sober for you? If you aren't and you are curious about it, let me know what resonated with you from that list. I know there's a ton more other stuff, but we only have so much time, right? So please interact in the comments below. Please read the description and check out my links. You never know, there might be something in there that you could use, or that somebody you love or know could use as well. So with that, I would encourage you, again, if you found value, please like this video. If you want to see more, like it, hit subscribe, and set up your notification with the little bell icon, so you can be notified of new content that I put out there. Again, I'm enjoying the hell out of making these videos, and the feedback that I'm getting from you guys is pretty great. You guys are all too kind. I could actually use some constructive stuff. Wink wink. Be gentle. But as always, please take care of each other, and we will see you soon.